Thank you, Vedanti Ben, for this lovely peace prayer. Before I ask, certain questions related to our session, I would like to read your profile to our audience. Sister Vedanti Ben is born in India, is a regional director of Brahma Kumaris in Africa. After graduating from Gujarat University with a bachelor degree in philosophy and psychology, she dedicated her life to Brahma Kumaris. In 1974, she accepted the challenge to come to Africa to establish centers of Raj Yoga meditation. Sister Vedanti sees her life's work as helping people to rediscover their true nature of goodness and work collectively for a better world. So, Vedanti Ben, it is such a pleasure to have you, though I know you personally for quite some time now, but I'm very excited to, have this conversation with you for our audience. So please tell us something about your early lives, as in your time in Gujarat and how did you land here? Why did you choose Brahma Kumaris as your, the goal of life?
Thank you, Vaishali Ben, to give me chance today to share my experience with spirituality. My childhood, very interesting. In young age, when I was 5 year old, I had a question that who is God? I asked my mother, my father, my teacher, and they all were saying that sit in prayer room, do prayer, and God will come to you. And with that confidence, I was doing that. And what happened that when I sit in prayer room, so many photographs, it's Ram and Krishna and Hanuman and Saraswati and Amba and so many Devis and Devta. So my question was that out of this all, who is my God? And in young age, I was selecting sometime Krishna and sometime Ram and sometime Amba and sometimes Saraswati and sometimes Ganpati. And I was trying to understand what is meaning of all this variety. And they were saying, my father, mother, that there are 33 crore devtas. And I was wondering that which is my God out of this. And for that, I started every day morning and evening prayer, age of 5, and that became my sanskar. Then all my brothers, sister also joined with me, and it was like a satsang in morning and evening at home. And my mother never gave me any food before I get ready and I do prayer. So that was a seed in my life. And as I started to grow, I was wondering that when I will find God. So I started fasting and doing this Satyanarayan Katha and all these things, and Hatha Yoga, Yam, Niyam, Asan, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dhyan, Dharana, Samadhi. All 8 stages I have experience in my life in young age. I was first class first student in my school. Each class, I never got second number. And in path of devotion, I wanted to become a very spiritual person in my life. And then I decided how I can get it. So then when I finished my school and I started my university, I taken philosophy and psychology. So I done Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, Spinoza, Leibniz, Vivekanand, Gandhi Bapu, whatever, all these spiritual leaders I was reading, and I was thinking that I want to become like Swami Vivekanand. I want to become like that. That way I was doing effort and I was giving speech like Swami Vivekanand in front of mirror even, because I wanted to become spiritual leader from childhood. And sometime I was decorating myself with that decoration, that feta and all what Swami Vivekananda put. And that way I was doing. But that sanskar helped me. And then, so much bhakti, so much fasting. And because I was in Gujarat and Brahmin and Pandya family. And so you see all Brahmin sanskar, all bhakti and all thing. And that was very good foundation for me. And at age of 17, I got very sick because I was so much worried that I'm not finding God and my parents will do my marriage. Before my marriage, I want to find God and then I will do marriage. But that, because of my sickness, that was blessing and my marriage story stopped, and then they allow me to whatever I want to do. So I think sickness was good for me, and then I started more research about spirituality, and I decided that I want to stop now prayer, because God is merciless. I had so much anger on God, that God is, why he is hiding from me, and why he's not coming, and why he is not showing his reality. And it's wonder that when I finished my education and just age of 20, I was still doing my MA. I finished BA and I was in MA. And one day, our neighbor came to invite us for satsang. And so my mother gone for satsang. Next day she told, come. I said, no, I don't want any satsang now. God is merciless. My mother said, no, once last effort. And I went, and there I found Brahma Kumari sisters. And they were explaining. And I was asking question, and they say, come to the center. In Ahmedabad, I went to the center. It was a small 2-bedroom center. I went and they were explaining me, and still I had a question. 2 months I started to go every day to clarify the things. And after 2 months, I said, no, I want to go to headquarters, Mount Abu, Rajasthan. And there I met the founder of Brahma Kumari, Dada Lekhraj, his name. And we know him like Brahma Baba. And they explained me that God come in Brahma. And I said, I want to see with my eyes how God coming in Brahma. And I'm telling you that my first visit, my all question disappear, my all confusion disappear, all my sadness disappear. And I found a light, light, powerful light front of me. He was sitting in front of me, but he disappeared, and I found powerful light front of me. And I understood that powerful, all the supreme capacity, supreme soul, God is coming in him and talking, and I experienced it. And then from that time, just my mind changed, that I don't want to do MA now, because degree is nothing now if I find God. And that way it took 6 months to convince my parent, and within a 6 month they allow me. They saw my real happiness and my transformation, and this I started to become more healthy. All my sickness disappear and all sadness disappear. And age of 20, I surrendered in Ahmedabad with this Brahma Kumari institution. And from age of 20, now I'm 75-year-old. It means from that time, like 55 years, I'm working with Brahma Kumari institution. And not a single day came in my life where I feel that I had done something wrong. Sadness never came in my life. So that was just my beginning, Yeah.
It sounds very, very interesting and very inspiring, because there are millions of souls who are, wandering here and there looking for the answers of so many questions. Sometimes they find the right gurus and sometimes they don't. And finding a right guru and, able to understand that call which comes from inside, that where we want to go, is really truly a blessing, because otherwise, we don't get a chance and people are still wandering all across world. So Didi, tell us, what is the uniqueness of the Brahma Kumaris theories or their practices? Why do you call it Raj Yoga?
Yeah.
All these
Yeah,
things.
yeah, yeah. You see that with my experience, I can say that Brahma Kumari institution is like other institution, but the difference that Brahma Kumari is not teaching particular religion, or is not sect, or is nothing like this bhakti only, but this Brahma Kumari institution is spiritual education. So in this, whoever come, young or old or baby, whoever come, the same lesson everyone get with their capacity. And in Brahma Kumari, only 7 steps we need to learn. First is knowing the self. Second is knowing the God. Third is knowing this world drama, that is golden age, silver age, copper age, iron age, confluence age. And then we need to know that this is a corporeal world, then up above subtle region and up above soul world. And we need to know where is our own home. Then we need to learn meditation. And then in that we need to connect our soul with the supreme soul. and to download all the power what God have within the self, and to open our third eye of wisdom. And other thing that we have to remove all our bad thing, negativity, and we have to become positive. So that is like education. We grow, we transfer ourselves, we remove all bad thing and all vices, sexless, anger, greed, attachment, ego, and we become pure person, and we can teach society with our practical experience that we are peaceful soul. That is the aim. And this institution never charged to anybody. This institution, now we have more than 9,000 branches all over the world, and we are teaching free.
If you're teaching free, then how do you survive? Because it's not that easy.
You stuck. Yeah. It's still, stand still now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now, yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Yes. So if it is on donation, then how do you survive? I mean,
Yeah,
if you don't charge.
yeah. You know, this institution is unique because it established by God, the Supreme Father. The God, Supreme Father, never charged to anybody. But how it work, that whoever come in this institution, they learn free. And after learning, we tell them they reduce their expense, and they save, and whatever they're saving, they can just use for good work. And that way, whatever they're saving, they use to do good work, and we guide them how to use it. And that way, so we do no need to charge, but they can just give their support to the institution. It's like with their willing, with their transformation. So that way it works. So nobody have that stress that every month we have to give. But when they become the regular student, then they themselves share something with the work of this institution. So that way, and I think he's a father and children. So I don't think that it's like a it's a fees or something like that. It's a feeling.
That is very interesting, Vidhi. But then, do you call this as a religion, as a sampradaya or a sect, or it is only a meditation center? So, what is the philosophy behind Brahma Kumaris?
Yeah, this institution not teaching particular religion, and it's not particular sect, because this institution welcome everybody, all type of people, all religion, all faith, whoever want to join. We explain that we are one family, one world, one God. So it is not that your belief and my belief, your religion and my religion, we don't separate. We gathered everybody together like a school. In school, either is Hindu or Muslim or Christian, any religion, any family, they all come and sit together and learn together. So this is like a spiritual school, and we want to change their lifestyle. We want to bring newness in them. We want to bring zeal and enthusiasm in them. We want to uh, bring newness, and we want to remove all negativity from their life. And that type of thing we teaching. So it like a giving boost in their life, and united the soul from the world together. And we
Okay,
want to actually we want to bring heaven on this earth. We can say like that.
that's very beautiful way of saying this. So, Vidhi, who is Baba? Because here we have someone whom we worship, and who is sharing his knowledge or his blessings with us. So, who is that Baba, and how did he come? When was he born? So, give us some idea about the main,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
initiator.
yeah, yeah. One is the Brahma Baba and another is Shiv Baba. So when we say Brahma Baba, means the human being, Dada Lekhraj, who was businessman, and age of 60 he started Brahma Kumari institution, and he allowed the Supreme Father to work through his all wealth. So he have started that way. And when we say Shiv Baba, is a dot, is a Shivling, dot. So Shiv Baba is this why we say Baba, to create the feeling that soul have the father Shiv Baba. So in this institution, we don't remember Brahma Baba. We don't pray the founder. Whatever founder had done, he had done also meditation. So we all follow him, that how he changed his life and he become meditator. That the same way we also follow, and we doing meditator, and we meditating to Shiv Baba, means the God is light. So we remember that Shiv Baba, the God is light. So there are, we say two, one is Brahma Baba and another is Shiv Baba.
So who is Brahma Baba then?
Brahma Baba is founder of this institution, and he was a businessman. His name was Dada Lekhraj, and yeah, and he had started this institution at age of 60 in Sindh, Hyderabad.
In Sindh, Hyderabad, as in South Telangana.
Yes. In that time, yeah. And then Hindustan and Pakistan separated, and then they came Rajasthan, Mount Abu. So now Rajasthan, Mount Abu is our headquarter for the whole our university.
Okay. So you mean in Pakistan? That Sindh means the Pakistan side. Okay. Yeah. Pakistan. So then, who now? How does it work? Do you work like a? Do you have now? It's like there are many institute. They have a spiritual leader. So do you have that kind of institute, or how does it work? So who is the head? Who's the head of Brahma Kumari?
Yeah. We had a Brahma Baba, Dada Lekhraj was a head of this institution. And after he left his physical body, age of 93, then Dadi Prakash Mani became administrative head of this Brahma Kumari institution. And when she left her physical body, then Dadi Janki became administrative head of this institution. And last year, Dadi Janki left her physical body. And then we have Dadi Gulzar is administrative head now.
Okay, so it's very interesting to know that you have so many centers and they all are self-sustaining and they are self-governed also, and you have so many. As I know a bit about Brahma Kumaris, and I understand that it is very you have a very unique way of having your own kitchen and you are only vegetarian. So what is the philosophy having your own kitchen and being vegetarian?
Yes, you see that it says that jaisa anna vaisa man,
Yes.
the food you eat, your mind become like that. So that is not only just the saying, that is the reality. And that's why what we doing in Brahma Kumari, that we make food with our own hand. And mainly we can eat from somebody's hand who prepare, but they have to be pure in their life. They have to be vegetarian, they have to be pure, they have spiritual person, they have some quality in their life, then we allow to eat from their hand. So that's why we have kept some rule. Otherwise what happen, that we all young sister have surrendered, and if we allow ourselves to eat anywhere, then we become guru, like a guru, and we sit down and we give lecture and they make everything. And our institution not allowed to become anybody like a guru. We have to be servant for God. Even I am with this institution 55 year working, and now 75-year-old, still I do everything in kitchen from morning 4:30 in the remembrance of God, and pure food we prepare, which people can eat, and its positive thought come in their life.
That is very true. Traditionally in India, that was a culture that, we were not recommending people to go out and eat. Now it is completely different. Earlier, they always believed that it should be cooked inside the house and it should be, eat pure. It should be vegetarian. So you are in the continent like Africa, which is largely meat-eating continent. How do you manage to convince locals to give up meat and meditate, because it's not that easy.
Actually, in 1974, when I came Africa, it was difficult for me, but it's with the help of God and help of humanity, from one country to another, to another, to another, up to now, I'm able to reach all 56 countries in Africa to spread this message and to establish small or big branch. So it's help of God. And you see what happened, that sometimes our own mind creating question that how it's possible to convince this person or that person. But in my mind, all my brothers and sisters, I share with them benefit of vegetarian. And when I share benefits, and they all are convinced that really this is good. And I think world is going that side now. More people are interested in vegetarian, because anyway whatever we eat we become like that. And why we kill animals and we eat them, that is not also good, because sorrow and pain that animal die and that we eat, so that vibration also coming in our thoughts and in our food it goes, and I think our blood become like that, and then we hold anger and greed and attachment and ego and sorrow and all these things coming, and that all coming with the food. So as our food, that our personality.
That is so true. I also personally believe in vegetarianism and spreading the same thing in Kenya and wherever I go. And of course, I've seen those challenges, but at the same time, I've seen people getting convinced about that we don't need to kill animals to sustain our body. There are enough flora, fauna, there are enough vegetables, grains, and fruits and pulses, and to support our body. So I remember that till 100 years back, India was vegetarian. I think 99% Indians were vegetarian. And with this so-called modernization and all the new culture coming into the country, they spoiled it to this level that now 60% people do eat meat-based products. And that is the reason also, that is also one of the reasons of high number of patients of different diseases. So in Africa, what kind of other projects you as Brahma Kumari you do?
Yeah, Brahma Kumari institution have created so many projects in Africa that we had at the time of peace year, United Nations 86th peace year. That time we have done. It was a that peace project we have done. Origin of Peace we had done program, and a million minute of peace appeal project we have done, and then we have done the project Peace, Power and Wisdom. That project we have done in Africa. And then we have done project Right to God at the time of election to create peace in the country and the continent. And recently we have a project where we are, we told people right to God, but now pose for peace. We are telling everybody that hold on yourself for experience of peace, and that is also we had done at that time of election. So we are very supportive institution for the country and for Africa with this variety type of project. And now the lastly we have done a special project which going on, that is Godly Power Bank, where we are inspiring many people from the world that come and join and do meditation and increase your yoga hour in Godly Power Bank. So your positive power is saving in the Godly Bank, and that help you in your life. So that way variety project we are doing.
That is very interesting. So, Didi, you have spoken about Raj Yoga. I still want to know something more about what is Raj Yoga. You have explained the steps, but I want to know the crust. Like, for example, there are many other types of yogas where, they have different type of kriyas. And then we have all different yoga asanas. So what is Raj Yoga?
Yes. There are many Hatha yoga and prana yoga, and what many type of yoga which I myself has done. So I have experience with that. But when I learned Raj Yoga, I understood what is difference. You know, in all other thing, we concentrate on physical body, you know, exercise or pranayam, whatever. But in this Raja Yoga, it says Raja Yoga means the king of all yoga. Raja means king. King of all yoga means Raja Yoga is the final yoga in which we have understood the reality of self, that I, the soul, is a combination of mind, intellect, and impression. So I am nothing else, a dot between my two eyes, and I'm a powerful soul. I, the soul, is controlling my hand, my eyes, my stomach, my ear, my tongue, everything controlled by soul. If soul leave body, then it dead body. So I, the soul, is a king of this body, and Raj Yoga is king of all yogas. That way, so what happened? That soul conscious control our thought, our physical costume, our all negativity disappear. We welcome all positivity. So Raja Yoga means kingly yoga. Your consciousness become kingly. You can do anything and everything in your life without fear, free from fear, and remain happy and healthy and wealthy in your life. That way we are. And in meditation, normally when we sit, or in prayer when we sit, we close our eye. But here in this meditation, we are teaching that when you sit in the class or meditation, keep your eye open, and with your open eye, concentrate on the light and churn about it and take power. Because normally closed eye means we are sleeping, you know. So we become idle and lazy and dull, and other thought enter. But when we concentrate with open eye, then we are very concentrated and we experience real peace in life. That way we giving lessons and we teaching.
Yes, that is very true. But Didi, when we say Raj Yoga, we consider this as a Raj Yoga and we try to concentrate. So here we are trying to concentrate our mind onto our soul, isn't it? Or we are concentrating on external factor. That difference I want to understand.
Sorry, you બેન આ બારણું બંધ કરો ને, બહુ song વાગે છે. Sorry, say me again, Vishali Ben.
Yeah, I wanted to understand when we say we are concentrating. So we when we are concentrating in the center of two eyebrows here. So is this we are going trying to go inside or we are trying to concentrate on
No,
something
you
outside?
see,
Like
no, we are going inside. We are
okay.
going inside, and we are searching for our own quality, which is remain within the self. That is, all this peace, love, happiness is within. But with open eye, we want to concentrate on light, and we want to charge our battery, you know, our soul. We want to charge our soul. We want to charge the battery.
Yeah, that is very interesting. So
Yeah.
then I have seen lots of people's life have changed after coming to Brahma Kumaris, even in within Nairobi Center, that I've heard so many stories from other people as well. When someone is having, let's typically, let's discuss at least two or three genuine problems of people. One is relationship. So when your relationship is disturbed, how Raj Yoga can help? Like, for example, either it is husband, wife, or a father, son, or mother, son. How?
Yeah, yeah. You see, I have experienced that when any disturbance in your any relation is nothing, only our thoughts, nothing else. If we want to change that relation, what we need to do, every day morning when you get up, you get ready, sit for a few minutes, and whatever your relation disturb, either is a mother or father or son or teacher or guru or a husband or wife or whatever, you just give good vibration to that soul, that this soul is very good and that soul is cooperative and that soul is helping me in my life, and when you will do this 40 days, and after 40 days, you will see the result that everything changed. I have experienced. My father was not ready to help me to become Brahma Kumari. When I had done this experiment on my father, then everything changed. You know, everything changed, and I experienced that my father allowed me to become Brahma Kumari. Because sometimes the souls are weak, or sometimes the other person don't understand our aim and object, and we have to understand their aim and object, and they have to understand our aim and object. But sometimes you speak and speak and speak, they will not listen you, they will not understand you, then it will be argument. But that time we have to be very peaceful, very careful, and giving subtle vibration, and within a short time everything will change. That is my experience.
So, do you think through meditation we can change somebody's heart too?
Whatever you want through meditation is possible. I have experienced in my life 55 years, whatever I wanted, it happened because I use thought power, positive power, power of peace, power of love. I never argue with anybody for anything, you know. Just I give good vibration. And with good vibration, I have seen everything change, everything. Anywhere I never got failure, I'm telling you, because I work with thoughts, mind.
That is very very inspiring, Didi, કે આપણે જે કરવું હોય એ કરી શકીએ. But
Yeah.
I still want to know, what are the challenges you see in this society, like say this continent, maybe in Africa, in Kenya. So what more we need to do? How do we empower people? How do we make them stronger people? Because we have this problem of alcoholism. Relationships are people are very weak in relationships, then they don't remain committed to their work or professions or whatever. So in such cases, how can we empower them?
You see that, you know, sometimes we feel that that person is tough and like this and like this. But instead of that, we start to think that this person is good and this person can change. And sometimes, you know, whatever that person, instead of commenting, we can start to support, to inspire. And sometimes what happened that every person will not change with your attitude or with your effort, but out of 100, at least 50%, 60%, 70% we get success. That is also good, you know. So never think that everybody will change the way we want, because every soul has come on this earth to play their role. Thief have to play his role, police have to play his role, and doctor have to play his role, patient have to play his role, wife have to play her role. So everyone are on this earth playing their role. Only we have to become observer and to enjoy this world drama. And we have to save our each moment, and we have to make it positive.
Yes, that is very true. Now, because our major focus is on the scriptures, as in any theoretical studies or theories are written. So, do you think Brahma Kumari has got any scripture which you follow? There's something called Murli also. So, please explain that.
Yes, yes. Yeah. We have our scripture means 3 page every day we get to read. And you see what happened that in 1937, Brahma Kumari institution started as a Om Mandali. And when the founder Brahma have started, God the Supreme Father used to come in his physical body, and he take control. The Shiv Paramatma take control, and Shiv Paramatma speak through mouth of Brahma Baba, and Brahma Baba also listen with ear. So in one body, two soul, that I have personally experienced. That Shiv Baba speaking and Brahma Baba listening. And that way, so every day 3 page lesson we used to get, and he start with Om Shanti, sweet children, and he finish with good morning or good night, whichever morning class or evening class. So that continues from 1937 and up to 69. Shiv Baba used to come in Brahma Baba and give us lecture. And after that, we revising that. And in some time that the Gulzar, Brahma Baba and Shiva Baba, both soul were coming and speaking, and that's we say Avyakta Murli, means essence of all knowledge, and that we get sometime. So that way we are revising everything now, but that is our scripture, that is our lesson, that is our book, that is our guidance, that is our love letter from God, that is our everything. But yes, after taking this knowledge, so many scholars in Brahma Kumari, they have churned it, they have studied deeply, and they have made books. So we have many, many books in many languages for the new student. Like if you ask me what book for me, I don't read any book now because so many year experience. So this 3 page every day, that is my everything. So that way, so we don't hold with the slogan or with the book or with just mantras or just not like that, because we want to forward ourselves, we want to go ahead. So every day, whatever a lecture come in that 3 page, we take some points and we just turn it, and we revise it, and we enjoy them.
That is very interesting. So, can you share one of the Murlis which you every day? Murli is in your one slogan which you read every day. I would like my audiences to know that what is
Yeah,
there.
Dipti, can you give me Murli one? Any Murli? Yeah. Yeah, let me call sister to bring Murli. So at least something. Yeah. If we listen Murli, it's like a love letter from God, and that help us a lot. So let me say. See, this is a lecture of today. Okay. So the essence of the whole lecture, God Shiva speak, sweet children, remember me and love me, because only I come to make you constantly happy. This is the essence of Murli. And then the question, what words automatically emerge from the lips of the children who continue to be careless? Answer, I will receive whatever is in my fortune. I will definitely go to the heaven in it. Means the lazy ones say that, yeah, it's okay, I don't need to do much effort. And Baba says, these are not the word of effort making children. You have to make effort to claim high status. Since the Father has come to give you high status, don't be careless. See, this is advice from teacher, the Father, the God, that don't become careless, don't become lazy. When God has come to make you a deity from human being, you be aware and you be an effort maker. So this way, and every day before Murli the song, don't forget the days of your childhood. Means, when we young, we are children, we are so innocent. And when we grow, we know how we become. So God is saying, remember your childhood. Remain innocent. Don't bring all vices in your life. Remain pure and positive. Okay. Om Shanti. Sweet spiritual children, you understood the meaning of that line of the song. Then he explained about that meaning. You will now belong to the Father for as long as you live. As much more we listen knowledge, we become strong. You belong to limited Father throughout the cycle. Now you Brahmin children only belong to the unlimited. Brahmin means who become pure. Yeah. So, Vaishali, when okay? Few sentences.
I think we just got disconnected for a
Yeah,
few minutes.
we disconnected. Yes, yes. Now it coming again.
Yeah. Um, okay, I think I heard your Murli till the end. So my one more question, which has come out of this, is do you have the theory of afterlife? As in, is there anything called Swarg or Nark, or what happens to us once we die?
Yeah, you know, this world is drama, golden age, silver age, copper age, and iron age. There are four ages. So what happened that now the time in this world is iron age, end of iron age, and within a short time it will finish and golden age will start. So it says confluence age. So confluence has age has finished 84 years. So now only few year remain to finish, and there will be world war, and then whole world will destroy. And the same time, the new world will come, and that will be heaven on earth. So this is the, you know, it's like a narc. So now is narc, and then swarg will come. Heaven will come in a short time.
Okay, so this is predicted by Shiv Baba.
Yeah, it no, not predicted. He is the father, and he allowed to open the secret. So he have opened the secret that world will destroy and heaven will come on earth. He is teaching this. You know, he's not talking like an astrologer, but he is teaching us that, my children, you should be ready. You can see now I'm sitting, the background picture behind me, you can see is a heaven, you know. So it is a future for the world.
When we say heaven, so what is the concept of heaven then? Where
You
is
know,
the heaven?
yeah, heaven means there is no sorrow, no worry, no problem, no sickness, no police, no thieves, no jail, no my and yours. We united, world is one, and one king for the whole world, and we all are subject in the kingdom, and we enjoy like a one family. That is heaven, where there is no worry of anything, barter system, and not like a selfish motto. All the negativity disappear, only positivity. It says, you know, like 33 crore devta we say, so that is a world of devta, and it
Okay,
coming, and it coming soon.
that is very nice to hear because we really need positive vibes right now, the way we are going through this corona issues and so many other problems we have world over. So, Didi, thank you so much. It was such a wonderful session. I want you to say a few last few words to our audience of the blessings, and if they, I mean, if you can guide them with your wisdom, that what they need to do.
Om Shanti, my dear family who have connected to join this program and who are listening. My special good wishes to you all, that wherever you are in this world, in whatever situation you are, no problem, but keep one thing in mind, that you are a soul, controller of body, and you are child of God. Soul is a tiny point. God is a supreme father of us all, and he is not here on this earth. He is not everywhere. He is up above, sun, moon, star, sky, soul, world, and that is very up above. And every day we need to connect our mind with Him, and as much we will take our mind up, that much we become lighter, and power come to us, and we enjoy the real life. So that's why my advice to you all, my sweet brothers and sisters, that try to learn meditation every day, fix the time. And like Raj Yoga Brahma Kumari Center have every day morning class and evening class. So we have fixed 1 hour morning, 1 hour evening. Some come in morning, some come evening. Whoever cannot come morning, evening, they come daytime. But they manage to do study of Raj Yoga and to make their life peaceful. So you all are welcome to learn meditation. Our Vaishali Ben is very expert. She is in our connection, and she have learned meditation course also, and she is my good friend, and we both communicate. And today she gave chance to you all to listen about Brahma Kumari Raja Yoga. So even that is good for her, that is good for us all. Thank you, Vaishali Ben. Thank you.
Thank you, Didi, so much. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you.
much.
Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Yeah, Om Shanti.